Hello students and welcome to all of you for this video session number 48. In this class, let us try to discuss consumer decision making process. From the examination point of view, this is very much important where you can get for section C question, that is a 14 marks in all universities, that is Bangalore University, Bangalore Central University, as well as Bangalore North University. Now, the topic that I'm going to cover in this class can also be called as consumer or customer decision-making process. Now, let us first, it becomes very essential to all of us to know what is the meaning of the consumer decision-making process. The consumer decision-making process, it involves a lot of thoughts, it involves a lot of mind-related aspects. After evaluating all these things that are coming up in the mind of the consumer is going to make a decision to buy a product. The whole process, whatever he thinks, whatever she thinks, right from the word go, this is called as consumer decision making process. See, for example, if I have built a new house, I have to buy any furniture for my house, means I have to start thinking right from a very word go. I should start thinking on which kind of a furniture should I purchase? What is the range should I plan for that? From where can I get the accessibility of this furniture? Now, all these things would be the part and parcel of the decision-making process that are going to be so predetermined by every type of customer. Exactly, this is what I'm going to discuss in this session. The meaning of consumer decision-making process. The consumer decision making process, it's a very important thing that we all need to understand. A continuous and thorough process that has been undertaken by every people. You are making a small purchases or moderate amount of purchases. The thought process plays a very important role. Now let me read it out, the information which has been typed onto this slide. The consumer decision-making process is the process by which the consumer become aware of and identify the needs, collect information and how to best solve these needs, evaluate alternative available options, make a purchase decision and evaluate their purchases. See, I have already told you the concept of consumer buying or customer buying. It involves right from the scratch, right from zero to everywhere. So the moment when a customer wants to buy, the need recognition arises. And then whenever he gets the need, and then he has to go for collecting the information from the different sources from where he can or she can get the things settled. And then he is going to evaluate and make a purchase decision. After that, he goes for evaluating the post purchases. So this is called as the decision-making process. Now, I'm going to explain very clearly the important stages that are involved in the consumer decision-making process. It's a very simple thing. So decision-making involves two important types of things, that is complex decision-making and simple decision-making. You know, the concept of complex decision-making I have already explained in the previous video sessions. Complex in the sense, see, before a customer, he could buy a product, he is going to undergo with a lot of complications. Complications in the sense, whenever he wants to buy an expensive product, he has to think right from a very word go. He has to think about the prices. He has to think about the various type of brands available. And he has to think about from where to buy, whether to buy from a physical shop or to buy from an online. So all these things, you know, what we call it as a little difficult involving process. Now, such kind of a process which are undertaken by the customer are termed as complex decision making. On the other hand, on the right side, we can see a lady which is having a certain trolley to buy certain things. It involves a very easy convenience shopping. For example, the households, they go to supermarkets, they want to buy any foodstuffs and the provisions for the home. They need not worry very much about that because it's a very simple decision making process they can buy that they are being used on a day-to-day basis. Yes, when we look at the slide, you will be able to see that there are 5 important steps that need to be followed by every business. Every consumer before he could go for the ultimate purchase decision. The first step that starts from the need recognition, information searching and processing, identification and evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision. Ultimately, the process ends with the post-purchase behavior, which is also called as the feedback. Now, let me go through with the help of this slide presentation I have prepared. Need recognition in the sense, let me explain this one. The first step of the consumer decision-making process is recognizing the need for a service or a product. Need recognition, whether prompted internally or externally, results in the same response, I want. Once the consumers recognize a want, they need to gather information, understand how they can fulfill that they want. Very simple here. See, if I want to buy any goods for my purpose, suppose for example, I am buying any ceiling fans or table fans to my house. See, first of all, whether there is a required amount of fans is very much important or not, that I want to find out. Similarly, if I want to buy any two-wheeler or any four-wheeler, means first of all, I should see that whether there is a need or not. For me, it is required or not. That is what first we need to see to it. See, the need recognition arises both from internal as well as external factors. See, your parents might have told you that, your siblings might have told you that, your kids might have told you to buy certain things. Or on the other hand, the peer groups, the reference groups, your social relationship, your friends might have told you, your boss might have told you to get the two-wheeler. So this is what, what happens, external and internal factors which influences you to recognize the need. After determining that I require a certain product means your buying decision process commences. Next, the important step that is followed by the information searching and processing. See, once you determine the particular required item is very much important for you, and then you are going to go for mastering information. You are going to collect information from different sources. So information searching and processing, it's a very important thing and common phenomena that you can get it through different sources. Just now I have told you that your friends might have referred you a certain brand to use it. Suppose, for example, if you want to install a water purifier to your house, the Luminous water purifier is there, Zero Kent is there. So you have a different things that are referred by your friends. Okay, so when researching their options, consumers again rely on internal and external factors, as well as past interactions with the product and the brand, both positive and negative. In the information stage, they may browse through options at a physical location or consult online resources such as Google or customer base. Nowadays, it has become a trend. Most of the people would want to buy certain things using online mode. Amazon, you take an example, Alibaba, you take, Snapdeal, you take, so Flipkart, you take. So before they could buy anything, they want to see the reviews. They want to see the feedbacks which are posted by the customers who have already bought this. So based on their reviews, based on the feedback which are posted on this online platforms, the customer, they are going to change their mindset to purchase certain products. Today, we can see a lot of information is available just within the snap of fingers or fraction of seconds. The moment when they enter any information in browsing, you can see that a lot of information could be available. So the different information can be obtained by the customer, will very easily help them to decide what kind of a product and what type of product could be purchased. So this is very important stage in consumer or customer decision making process. The third important stage that we need to understand, that is identification and evaluation of alternatives. At this point, the consumer decision making process perspective, buyers have developed a criteria for what they want in a product now. They weigh their prospective choices against comparable alternatives. This is a stage which is very essential. This is the stage in which the customers try to compare the products with the other brands, try to compare the products with the prices, try to compare the products with the new attributes, try to compare the products with the what additional benefits that they can get by opting this brand. Suppose, for example, Hero Honda company produces and sells and distributes two-wheelers. On the other hand, Bajaj company also does the same thing. If I want to buy a product, means I have to compare both these two companies' brands. And then the vehicle which gives me my satisfaction level, I am going to buy that. See, if I want to buy any Bajaj company's products, which should be stylish, which should be very much in speed, definitely I would go for Pulsar. So this is how the evaluation of alternatives takes place. On the other hand, if a customer who wants only the mileage, means definitely you would go for Platina, you would go for Boxer, you would go for other brands which gives more mileage in terms of four-stroke vehicles. This is what happens. Evaluation of alternative takes place from the customers to another customer, and eventually it will be converted into the purchase of the products. Identification and evaluation of stage is an important stage where the customer will arrive to a point where he can make a firm decision to buy a particular product. The next one, once the evaluation process, once the comparison of alternative takes place, the most important decision that will be undertaken by, or that will be taken over by the customers are, they would go forward to buy a product. I mean, they'll go for making a purchase decision. See, the purchase decision is very essential for all types of customers, because why they would go for buying a certain products, means the products that they have opted should suit according to the needs. See, for example, I'm going to buy a killer jeans, or I'm going to buy a machine that really helps in drying our hairs. Why do I buy this, all these kind of things? Because it will be satisfied, it suits to my requirements. That is why I would make a purchase decision. On the other hand, see, if I want to buy a refrigeration, or if I want to buy AC to my house, I'm going to come up with a series of actions. I may get an opportunity of getting Kenstar, LG, Aiwa, different brands are available. Why do I choose only particular this brand, LG? Because so whatever I expect in terms of attributes, qualities, everything would be obtained by buying LG company's products. Hence, I have decided to make a purchase decision to buy LG AC to my particular house. Now, this is what happens. Purchase decisions, whether you are going to buy consumer goods or durable goods, what is important is that it should satisfy your needs. The small kids goes to a retail shop vendor and he is going to ask him to deliver 5 rupees, 5 rupees chocolate, dairy milk chocolate, because the dairy milk chocolate, which is preferred by a small kid, might have satisfied the small infants. So as a result of that, the customer again and again, he goes for repeated purchases. This is what happens. So even in the small kids' mind, they have a different decision, means definitely why not to the people like all of us. So we can definitely make different as well as the drastic amount of changes in terms of purchasing of the products. Every year, see, the festival comes, people would go for buying a different variety of clothes. When you talk about in a female category of garments, they have a n number of different types of fashions. So why do the people would go for certain products? Because the product might have made their very good look. The product might have satisfied the customer. Why do the people would go for buying 3,000 rupees Louis jeans? Because the jeans which they pay for 3,000 rupees might have satisfied, might have given them delightful, preferences. Why do the people would go most expensive Ray-Ban color sunglasses? Because these sunglasses might have satisfied those people. That might have that might have given a lot of interest in buying those things. So as a result of all these things, definitely the customers will have the firm mind and they would go for repeated purchases also. So purchase decision is one of the fourth important stage where the consumer ultimately decides to buy a product. And then soon after the purchase decision made by the different category of a customer or a different customer. After using the product, then the customer, he or she is going to repeat purchases if the product is found to be a positive one or if the product is found to be satisfied. On the other hand, after purchasing the product, you are not satisfied means you are not going to give a positive feedback. You are not going to turn out to be a repeated customer. This is what happens post-purchase behavior. Why do most of the people would go and visit McDonald's restaurant? Because people might have satisfied. They would go for again and again purchases. Why do most of the people would go for buying Himalaya company's products? So customers might have satisfied. Why do most of the companies go for Kellogg's, KFC chicken? Because the customers might have satisfied with the kind of variety and the kind of food delivered. As a result of these kind of experiences what they had, based on the previous consumption, based on the previous usages, they would go for repeated purchases. Now, let me explain with the help of this slide. Now, this part of the consumer decision-making process involves reflection from both the consumer and the seller. As a seller, you should try to gauge the following. Did the purchase meet the need of the consumer identified? Yes. See, post-purchase behavior is not only important only from the viewpoint of customer, but also, so it is very, very, very essential even from the viewpoint of seller, because seller wants to capitalize. He wants to consolidate the position where they are lacking, if at all. If they are having a good response, means he just want to maintain. And in that particular scenario or in that kind of state of mind, he wants to answer the questions. He wants to see the important areas where he has to concentrate. See, as a seller, he wants to see that, so did the purchase meet the expectations? See, my expectations are different. According to my expectations, whatever the goods have been delivered by the salesman, so as a salesman, he should see that whether the product which is given by me, delivered by me, has satisfied the customer needs or not. That is what they just want to see that. How they are going to see that? By purchases, by asking questions, by taking feedback from the customer. This is how they can get the information from the people. So most of the people would go for chats. Why do the people would go for the same shop? Because the chats and the eatables that are delivered by the shopkeeper might have satisfied. The chats satisfied up to the expectations. That is why the customers are getting repeated. That is what your first question answers to the first question. Is the consumer happy with the purchases? Yes. See, when the customer would be your repeated customers, when they satisfy with the first delivery, then only they will be happy. Whenever they will be happy, they will be continuing your business. They'll come to your business. They'll make the repeated purchases. On the other hand, whatever the customer that you have given the products, if they have not satisfied, they are not going to turn up. They are not going to visit your shop. So definitely they will be in the state of mind that they will be on the lookout for other competitive purchases. This is what happens. And in this state of mind, no customers, no salesman wants to leave their present customers to their counterparts, because it's a very, 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 very hectic competition happening around the world. And more importantly, international companies have occupied the spot in almost on every country like our great India is a huge market where the multinational companies, they are eyeing their business in terms of dragging the momentum and attraction of the customers. So in that kind of a scenario, the customers have to be satisfied with all their needs and expectations. If they're not delighted, at least they should be felt happy about the products. That is what the mantra and the success of these things. And it also tries to gauge the questions. How can you continue with engage? How can you continue to engage with this customer? Yes. Post-purchase behavior is also very essential for the business man nowadays, because this post-purchase behavior is also tries to answer certain questions. For example, how can you continue to engage with the customer? Yes, if the customer felt happy, if the customer feels very much happy means that's all. Only one thing you have to do is that you just keep and maintain the things as it is going on. On the other hand, if the customer they are not at all happy means you have to make some circus, you have to make some changes, you have to make some modifications. You have to act according to the needs of the customers. This is how the trend could be set by reading out the minds of the customers, and also you have to do all your A to Z efforts in order to keep the customers momentum. Why I am telling all of you? Because the customers are the kings of the market. They have a different variety of choices. In a market, you can find a lot of varieties. In mobile phones you take, they have n number of varieties of brands. And why do most of the people go for certain brands like, for example, Samsung, Oppo company, Vivo? Because the customers might have tested, the customers might have experienced what they are getting out of this. So as a result of all these things, there are the different revenues. I mean, there are different avenues through which you can engage the customers. You can make them happy. You can feel them happy. You can make them engage to your business, and they'll definitely contribute to a huge amount of money. Not only they'll continue as the present customer, they also help you to get the potential as well as helps in attracting the new customer in the future. Okay, so these are the things I just wanted to cover in this class. Friends, I'm closing here. So I'm going to come out with many more videos in the upcoming sessions. So today we have concluded and we have discussed that is consumer decision making process. It involves 5 important different stages. Each and every important stage is very essential for the purpose of understanding from the examination point of view. Thank you, everyone.